Alright, let's do something a little different here. Do some griddle cooking via the FLIR camera. Alright, let's get this thing going. Now, I have carrots and sweet potatoes chopped up in there, some water to heat it up, and I preheated that a bit in the microwave because it doesn't cook fast enough for my taste. So let's see how this thing heats up here. Interesting pattern. First time I've done this successfully. I tried it the other day. It was dark out. I couldn't really see what was going on very well, and the temperature scale was only up to 130 degrees. So now it is much higher. And so, oh, I forgot my butter. Alright, we have butter. The old Kerrygold Irish grass-fed butter. Awesome stuff. Kerrygold stuff is awesome. Let's just dump this right in there. Oh, no bother. Let's throw some butter on here. Let's turn this one off. This griddle tends to run on the hot side, so I tend to not run all three at the same time. We got the pre-mix of what do we got? Diced, chopped up garlic, jalapeno peppers, onions, a few cherry tomatoes, and some hot salsa and some tomato sauce on the butter. Bust these up. Squash the cherry tomatoes. Did I mention cherry tomatoes? Cherry tomatoes. Oops. Cherry tomato. Squirting all over the place. Alright, mix this in with the butter. I have seasoning too, but I want to save that for in a minute once I get the burgers on. By the way, we are making bacon and egg cheeseburgers, plus all the things that I already mentioned. So let's put this on a burner. I mean, how are we doing heat-wise? I didn't check that heat. What are we looking like? Nothing super hot yet. Wow, super hot over here. What's up with that? That burner much hotter. That's interesting, and it makes sense. Although some of it could be a reflection. I mean, can I manipulate it? So I need to do some homework on something about the emissivity of the surfaces. Can skew the temperatures a little bit. But anyway, all right, that's mixed enough. But that sure is hot over there. I want to turn that one. Oh, I wonder if you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this over here then. If that's where it's really hot. Because it's tricky to get the carrots and sweet potatoes to cook fully. If I do them on the grill, they get burned on the surfaces. If I put them in there in a Pyrex bowl, covered Pyrex bowl as I have it, they tend to not cook enough. So I did preheat them in the microwave, and hopefully that helps. But I didn't realize I had that super hot spot there. Alright, it's super hot back there too. What is that temperature? I can't, it's hard to read. It's like white on white. Tough to read it. I'll have to see later. Have to check the tape. Alright, we got bacon. As I said, we got bacon and egg cheeseburgers, right? Can't do that without bacon. I go for uncured bacon myself. I don't know, no sugar added. And whatever the curing is. I don't know. I don't need it cured. Why do I need it cured? I don't even know what that means. I like to go for mostly natural stuff. Very little stuff boxed. I mean, I'm not a total stickler about it. I'll put two of these the other way. And some of these are thick. I like it when they're thick. Alright, 4 strips of bacon. That's my MO. I'm going to make 2 bacon and egg cheeseburgers here. I'm going to turn this burner on now, since we have bacon on there. Whoa. Now let's do this so they fit better. Bacon's kind of tapered, so that's there we go. Alright, so put that one on high. I really don't want it on high, but I just figured I'd catch up a little bit. We're boiling a little over here. That's not what I intended. Let's put these guys. It's a pretty big griddle, but kind of wish it was a little bigger. But I didn't want one with legs. I wanted one that I could put on my truck tailgate or my quad racks or my picnic table, as it is. And so this is a good size. Just I saw one on Reddit the other day. Somebody got as a gift a tiny little griddle, and I was thinking, man, that is cramped, because I'm already cramped on this thing. Oops. Alright. Ooh, I get this on high still. I don't want that on high, I want that on low. I'm leaving that one on, the left one. It's a 3 burner. Leaving the left one on until at least I get that boiling. I probably can't record all this. I'll probably have to stop, take a break, because I think I'll run out of battery. But we'll do the basics. We'll get things going. I'm going to turn off the middle. I do that a lot. I switch them on and off because this seems to run hot. And it might be because of the full tank, but that kind of doesn't make sense to me because there's a regulator from the tank to the griddle. And the idea of the regulator keeps it at a given pressure. And so even as the tank gets lower and lower, it should be constant pressure. But that's only in theory. In practice, the regulator is only going to have so much precision, and so the pressure is going to vary some, and I'm not sure exactly how it works, and I'm not sure exactly the design of that regulator. And I did design a concept for a regulator once and studied quite a bit how they work. So, but basically they use the thing's pressure against itself, but they can work different ways, and I imagine that this is as cheap as possible regulator, and so it's probably not very accurate. It's probably not very consistent, you know what I mean? So I was trying to think about that. I was talking to my friend who sells me my propane, and anyway, long story. He said maybe my regulator's broken, but I was just thinking maybe it's just a cheap regulator and it's just not accurate. But he could be right. It could be broken too. So let's move this out of there and put the burgers down. I got all this junk all over the bacon. Not a problem at all. It's going to make the bacon taste even better. Like, that's possible. Can you make bacon taste better? I think I might have just done it. In any case, put these burgers down. I like to buy them pre-flattened because then I don't have to wrestle with them with my bare hands. Put that over here. Let's get this a little out of the way so we can smash these burgers pretty good. I like them flattened out pretty good so they're bigger on the bun and not as thick. Because when you get bacon and egg cheeseburgers, it gets pretty thick. So I do like to squash these down a little bit. I wonder if I buttered these spatulas, it wouldn't stick as bad. It kind of sticks quite a bit. If you use the edge of the spatula like this, it gives you a lot more force, so you don't bend the flat spatula. So you put a lot of the force with the on-edge spatula. Just my own little strategy. I'm sure I learned that back in a past life when I worked at the pizza houses back in the day, 30 years ago, 25 to 30 years ago. Like that's the range, approximately. All right, so now I can season these things because I have all the burgers on. Let's do some seasoning. I just got a whole thing of I just have a whole bunch of seasoning in my pot over here. This is looking nasty. Let's move that over there. And then the other, that there, and here. So, first we got some black pepper, of course, plenty of black pepper on there. I used to grind my black pepper, but pre-ground it tastes just as good. It's just not as big and crunchy, but it's just easier. The other day I found this curry in my cabinet, and I said, can't hurt. I got my no salt, which is instead of potassium iodine, it is, instead of instead of sodium carbonate, it's potassium carbonate. And so it doesn't have sodium in it. I'm probably low on sodium. trying to not get too much sodium. I'm probably low on sodium because I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I do eat them, and trust me, I'll eat whatever's there. I'm not a total health Nazi. But this is what is this? Cumin? I don't know. I found it in my cabinet. These things I just found because I was making salsa a while back. Sage, I guess that was from that too. Can't hurt. And I don't think anything else. I got some cayenne pepper. Can't hurt. Oh, I gotta open it. It's new. Hopefully I'm recording here. Looks like it. Cayenne pepper. Alright, that's about it for the... Oh, no. You know what I missed? Fennel. I love fennel. The fennel bit me. Well, a lot of fennel. Love the fennel. Alright, so this is burger. You can probably see it a little bit. Let's flip her over. I find that the griddle tends to be cooler along the front edge, so I'm going to switch it up there a little bit. Put the bacon before I burn it. I like not burned bacon. That's about, I just kind of overcooked the bacon a little bit there. That'll be alright. I'm going to turn that burner off. It's obviously hot enough. I'm going to turn the middle one back on. Yeah, so this stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn the middle one back off because it's obviously hot enough because it's sizzling there. And my water is still not boiling on my carrots and sweet potatoes. Not a big surprise. Pretty typical. Usually works out. I'll get this down to pretty good science. I am going to pause this and we'll get back to it just to save battery. No, you know what? Actually, I think I went quite a while with the battery before. Let's see, the battery meter looks pretty good, unless that's could be the FLIR battery indicator, I don't know. So we're at 13 minutes and 18 seconds. And, alright, so we're at 207, 113, 114, 90. So 100 is boiling, so it's Celsius, right? And so 205 is pretty hot. And I wish it would get that, you know, sometimes I like to pour a little water. I'd probably just cool it off, actually. I'm torn if I put water in between because it's obviously a little gap between the glass and the glass bowl and the top. So if I could put something in between to make it conduct instead of radiate, then it would transfer heat faster. On the other hand, though, if I put water on it, then the water's going to evaporate, which technically will cool the grill. So, and it cool the grill and whatever it's touching. So it's tough to say which way. Actually, hey, you know what? I have a FLIR camera on there, so let's see. What are we at? We're at 214 right there in the front. What happens if I put water on it? What are we on at the lid? Let's see, let me aim the thing at the lid. Oh, that's the hot spot. Let's put this guy on the lid. So the lid right now is 57. Now if I put some water, let's see what happens. Just enough to... Now I'm just trying to, trying to transfer the heat. 56. Alright, so it already went down a little bit? No, that doesn't make sense. But in the front definitely went down. But that'll catch right back up. See, it was like 200. Oh, see that? See what I'm saying? I totally cooled the burner down, the griddle down. So that's why initially I was doing that, but I decided it probably works against me. So I didn't really want to do it, but I just wanted to prove that to myself. But I think I'm right. So once the cold water went on there, cooled it off, just because the water is cool, and then also as it evaporates, just the I don't know, is that the Bernoulli effect, or no? That's something else. What's the whatever the mechanism is that cools things off as they evaporate? That's the ideal gas law, I believe. As you lower pressure, you lower temperature, and so the evaporation is lowering pressure. And so, all right, it's going back up. No big surprise. But anyway, so that was a good experiment to show me that I screwed up. But I knew I was screwing up. So I was just doing it for science. Screwing up for science. That's going to be my new excuse for anything I screw up. I did it for science. Ooh, that bacon is done. Just about done. I messed that up. Usually I like my bacon pretty, not undercooked, but definitely not overcooked. I don't like it crispy. I like it borderline. Just almost, medium well kind of thing. Not too crispy. I like it a little soft. Let's move these guys over here, because I have big plans here. This is where it gets good. I don't really need to cook these much anymore. Bacon's mostly done. I'm going to clear the central portion here. Wait till you see what happens. This is the good stuff right here. Let's pull this stuff back in the middle. This is where the magic happens right here. This is my own, like all this other stuff, that's, any joker can do that. This is where it gets good. Watch and learn right here. I say that with I'm gonna quote half the politicians out there. I accept this honor with great humility. Like, my humility is so great. Yeah, you're missing the point of what humility is if you're calling your own humility great. Okay, you know what I'm saying there, people? There's no such, you can't call out your own great humility, because you just said it's like an oxymoron. It's like the biggest oxymoron ever. And it's funny, I heard a politician that I'm not a big fan of say that one time, and I was like, I wanted to get the quote just right before I said stuff. And then, because if you get the quote wrong, then you look like the fool, and it's the opposite effect. And so I looked it up just to get his quote right, and I typed in what he said about the great humility, and it came back to so many different politicians use that same line so many times, and I was like, okay, well, never mind. They're all hypocrites. They're all hypocrites. Not all. I mean, I hate to give any of them a pass if they're crooks and stuff, but there were just a whole bunch of them used that same line. All right, here's the magic. Ready for the magic? You spread those out just right so that they capture the eggs. I mean, you can thank me later. Bacon and egg cheeseburgers right here. That's how it's done. Ooh, I'm a little off to the side. I'm a little too off to the side. Let's go this way. Go that way. I lost it a little bit. Yeah, that happens sometimes. I really want the water to boil in that thing. I shouldn't have poured water on the grill there. How are we doing for temperature? See, we still didn't even get back to where we were, like 200. No, we're not even back up to that yet. And look, we went from 70 to 60. Oh, that's so stupid. Now I know. How about that? I went from on the lid. I went from 70 to 60. Dummy. All right. Oh, I need more seasoning for the eggs. Or just do a repeat. Yeah. This thing is going to be so popular, this video, I'm going to get tens and tens of views. There's that. This is, yeah, as if you can see it, adobo with cilantro and lime. Con cilantro y limon. Oh man, it's almost like not even fair that I get to eat this when you don't. You have to make your own. Put these guys over here, go a little more. Especially this guy is not a little behind the times there. So we're only cooking on this side. I gotta butter the bread. I like to toast the bread on the grill here. These burgers don't show out of the way there. I'm going to turn this guy back on just to evenly cook the eggs. And I'm thinking the burgers are probably, I'm going to do something different here. Get the burgers off the burner. Let's throw this down for now while I butter the bread. Sounding good. I hear things sizzling in there. Sounding delicious. I hear clunking. I think maybe my water is finally boiling in those veggies, so that's good. That's what I'm hearing. I don't mind undercooked carrots, but undercooked sweet potatoes I'm not a big fan of. Because I like raw carrots even. I think they're actually kind of delicious. I don't eat raw carrots much, but sometimes, a lot of times I'll take a bite out of a raw carrot when I'm cutting them up, but never sweet potato. Alright, let's see what we got going on. No, I thought it was boiling the water, but it's not looking like that. How's that temperature's looking? Oops. Got grease on my Bluetooth speaker. 245, holy cow. Hopefully that stuff's cooking in there. I guess one way to find out. Maybe I should have did a couple more minutes in the microwave. Alright, time to flip the eggs. And actually, let me put the bread on. That burner's going. So we'll toast the bread up. This bread is going in the grease, which is fine. It's going to be delicious. Oh, that one's in the way. Let's put this over here. Let's do this. Alright, so I strategically spread the vegetables out so I can cut right down the middle. There's not a lot of vegetables in the way. That's the wrong one. Not bad, not bad. I wish they took up more real estate and they come out kind of tall, but they'll be alright. You know, when I pick them up with this, it tends to sort of flatten them out. Not flatten them, makes them the opposite, makes them narrow. It tends to make them narrow. Which makes the burger taller, which is a little problematic, but no big deal. First world problems, right? Alright. Oh, cheese. Time for cheese. You can't dilly-dally. You gotta strike while the iron's hot and all that. This is some good cheese. Kerrygold. Oh, the same as the butter. Kerrygold. Dubliner. I didn't realize they made cheese till a couple weeks ago. I've been eating their butter for a few years. I didn't really realize they made cheese. I just happened to see it in the cheese section. It ain't cheap, but it sure is delicious. And so just a little bit. Just a little bit of this one, because then I'm also going to add some pepper jack and American cheese. This serrated knife, the points are so sharp, but I often poke myself with them and they kind of hurt. I have to be careful. If I'm careful, it's no problem, but I often forget, and I practically saw through my thumb. Not that I would exaggerate at all. Crumbs there. Got the little container. How are the temperatures looking? Oh, the bread. Interesting. Well, our lid's up to back up to 72 at least. That's this one. What am I gonna do? Put a little more there. I need pepper jack on the eggs. Why is this what? This thing of cheese. The cheese bag is wet for some reason. I'm confused. This pepper jack is not coming off in slices, but that's okay. It's sliced, but they're resisting. They're breaking up. But that's okay. Uncooperative cheese. There's pepper jack. Good. There's pepper. And some American. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna burn the toast, I bet. Whoa! Burn toast. Holy cow. Dang. Well, I'll have to deal with that later. Oh, he's got one. Not nearly as burned. Look at the grease all over them. I might actually, it's kind of too late to replace that piece of bread. I think I will. These are all greased up, so those should actually do much better on the burner. Yeah, I'm going to replace that piece of bread. I'm in a hurry, so I'm going to cheat with the butter. It's one way to butter your bread. Alright, American cheese for the burgers. My egg is probably done. Basically just melting cheese and toasting bread now. Alright, let's see what we gotta do. Let's turn these off. Oh yeah, holy cow, that burner is hot. Man, burned the hell out of everything. Let's let that cheese melt. We're pretty much done. Yeah, I think we are just about done here. Well, I mean the food's done. I'm going to still record it for a minute. Interesting, the temperature difference on the top. I wonder whether this, probably actually, you know, because I had the left one on the whole time. Should be melted enough. Oh, look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost. Alright, so let's well, I'm gonna eat that one, even though it's a little burned. And that one, even though it's a little burned. It'll be okay. Burger. Burger. And I like to put the bacon next, and then the eggs. That was some pro technique right there, I tell you what. If I do say how great my humility is. Look at that. Oh, can you believe it? One person can do this. I mean, come on. I mean, if that's not delicious, I don't know what could be. And I know it's delicious because I make it all the time. Ooh, my water's boiling at least. No, I turned it off. Now the water's boiling. Go figure. Let's get this piece of junk toast out of here. And the other side looks delicious. Maybe I'll scrape it. I don't know. What I'm going to do is cut the sandwiches in half. Oh, I like to squish the, for my... Can't see that very well, but there's my sandwiches there. I like to squish them with the spatula before I cut them. Sometimes it makes the yolk run all over the place, but that's fine. And then I'll cut them in half, diagonally. I'll get it down to a science. Oh man, that's good. That's so good they'll probably make it illegal, like they do everything else in the state. I'm not going to mention it because probably cancel me or something. Alright, then we cut them. Serrated, nice sharp serrated knife works good for this. I kind of like my cooking knives not super sharp, so that way when I cook when I've been drinking I don't cut my fingers off. But this one I use to cut sandwiches. It's serrated and it's pretty sharp. I really don't use it for much else. Cut sandwiches and spreading butter on the bread. Bam, masterpiece. And I gotta scrape the grill though. Oh, and I gotta get those veggies off of there. What am I gonna do with that? But I might as well record the scraping the grill for the temperatures. And who knows, maybe I'll kind of even season it a little bit. Where am I going to put that? Usually most of this I have down to a science, but I'm suddenly stumped on what to do with that hot bowl of vegetables. I got to put it down on something. I got a piece of wood around here somewhere. I know. There it is. Just a little piece of thin plywood that's been kicking around since before I bought the place, and it's going to work well as a trivet, I believe is the correct scientific terminology. Oh, look at that. Actually, I can flip this bowl over, and this plate, and put it right on this plate on the trivet. That'll work. I won't try this. Actually, stir this up a little bit. Oh, I forgot the green beans. I was going to put green beans in here. Oh well. Alright. Bam. I'm not even trying to copy that food show guy. I don't think I've ever watched it as an Emerald. I think I've heard other people emulate him and didn't realize it's him, and I like to say bam. And turns out it's his catchphrase, so it's just a coincidence that it's while I'm cooking. I would do it with anything. I would, fix a flat tire, and when it's put back on, I'd be like, bam! Just how I roll. Not a big cooking show guy because, it'd be like... I'm just censoring myself because I just thought of something like a really funny line that I could have said right there, but somebody would have been offended, so I'm gonna keep it to myself, and I'm gonna scrape. Now I don't know what it looks like on the FLIR because I can't see it right now. Could be totally boring. Instead of putting this in the thing, I like to put it in the trash because then I have to empty that less often. So I got a paper plate here. Put my schmigma on. It's a technical term, schmigma. I wonder if that's actually a real word. It's definitely a word in our area. Been for a long time. It was the guy's nickname back in the day, 30 years ago. Probably still is. Haven't seen the guy in forever. I'm sure he's still around. Wipe this a little bit. Paper towel, get some of the grease off of here. So this is also how to clean your grill and your grill tutorial via FLIR. Alright, I can't resist. I'm taking a bite of my sandwich. Oh, so good. What does it look like on a FLIR? How are you doing? Oh, so delicious. So good. So my strategy, take a bite, my hands are all greasy because I'm buttered toast. Wipe my hand with the paper towel, and then I use the paper towel for the next round of cleaning. Wipe this thing off. get most of the slimy stuff off of here. And then there'll still be some crunchy stuff, and I'll clean that off with water at the same time I do my spatulas. I'm kind of doing this, so it might be a better way. Whoa. Other people could be like, no, you're doing it wrong. I don't know, I'm just doing it the way it works for me. Like I said, I do have, if I go back 25 years, I do have Pizza House experience, like a delivery driver, so I rarely used the griddle, but I did it here and there, but I definitely saw how it was done a million times. I'm gonna take another bite. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Alright, time for some water. Alright. See how this looks in the FLIR. Look how hard it is on the left still. Holy cow. What's that temperature? It's unfortunate that it's white on the hottest. Let's see. Ooh, cool. Another bite. Oh, so delicious. The half-cooked yolk and the bacon and the jalapenos and oh my god. It's not even fair. I feel like I'm taking advantage of the rest of the world right now. Just going to clean the spatula right about now. They kind of rub them on each other, scrape them off each other. And I use a little hydraulic here. It's a little trick I developed. I'm going to hold these spatula. Get water through the holes this way. As you can see, it's splashing around. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Alright. Spatula is officially clean. Just wipe it with the paper towel. Nice and clean. Get the edges. Get the cracks up by the handle. Look at that. Nice and squeaky clean. Whoa. Same with this guy. Nice clean spatulas. Well done. Alright. See that on there. So now that it's wet, this crispy stuff will scrape right off, no problem. Alright. How's that looking, camera? Still very hot on the left. Time for another bite. Oh, it's so good. I mentioned it's so good. I like to get the walls kind of early on, because if you get them last, you can't get it all over the rest. A little more water than I usually use. Flip this guy again. Taste all those spices, it's delicious. A couple mosquitoes showed up. At least they took a while. So interestingly, I see all over the Blackstone Reddit and things. It's kind of like a cult following those Blackstone people. No offense, nothing against them. But so this one is actually, it's got a ceramic coating on it, so it came black. So like you didn't necessarily have to season it, in my understanding. But you also wear through. You can see a few spots where it's worn through. Actually, I still put oil on it a little bit. Plus, I cook with bacon and stuff all the time. Bacon and butter. So I'll get seasoned anyway. Hope the audio is not too bad. I'm new to this phone. And actually, the microphone might be away from me. We'll see how it comes out. Might as well have some vegetables since I made them. It's easy to just focus on the burger. Made a mess. Ooh, hot. Ooh, hot baby. Alright. And last but not least, we'll all boil on them. Coat it. Keep it from rusting. Alright, there we have it. Done like an amateur. So, I'm still here. Please tell me in the comments what I'm doing wrong. I know it works for me, but there's always room for improvement. That's how I do it. Food comes out great. So, maybe that's good enough. How the temperature's looking. Still warm, it's still over there. I can't tell what temperature because it's white on white. I wish they did that differently. Wow, 49 minutes. Crazy. Alright, I guess that's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, ridicule, all that good stuff. Thanks, bye.